Hello and welcome to today's Epro 360 special edition with Jan Siemer. We're going to do a hero's journey interview. It's this format where people like you who have been here before come back now and share with our viewers the experiences that you've gathered in the US so far. And you're not quite done yet. You have 2 semesters completed. You have a 3rd semester coming. Jan, why don't you introduce yourself to our viewers and explain where exactly you are studying?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Jan, as you already mentioned, and I'm from Hamburg, where I did my undergraduate degree, and now I'm in the US in Alabama, in Birmingham, at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, and there I'm currently, in the last semester of my master's degree.
Okay. Now, before we go deep and you spread all these stories and wisdom and experiences, I want to go way back in time, way before you even visited us the first time, to the decision point when you were I don't know where you were exactly in life. Maybe you were throughout your undergraduate or bachelor's degree and you were conceiving this idea, should I study in the US? What caused this idea for you?
So it really leads me to the question, am I able to do that? Am I able to do my master's degree, my whole master's degree in the US? And I only faced this question since I was not really, I was not able to find a university here in Germany where I was motivated to do my master's degree. I wanted to leave my comfort zone, the company where I worked, and all of that leads me to the idea to study abroad, where I faced you, and I asked you for support, and in the end you helped me.
You mean Epro 360,
yeah.
But I was the first contact person, I guess. So you said you wanted to leave your comfort zone. Usually people don't want to leave their comfort zone just because, but maybe because you felt like, I wanted to do more. Did you feel stuck in Germany, or what was the reason that you felt like, let's get out?
Yeah, so the main reason was that I already worked. I did my apprenticeship at a company where I stayed during my undergraduate as a working student, and I figured out that I really need good English skills after I finish my degree if I want to enter a job, at least to feel comfortable in my job. So since I was not comfortable with English, it came in my mind that I really want to work on my English skills, and the idea came up for me that I want to go abroad and really get comfortable with English, that I have no struggle in my future job with topic English.
Perfect. So in a way, your ambitions were greater than your skill set at the time, and you just chose to not accept it. You're like, you know what? Let's work on it. And specifically, where this got you mentioned it already. It's the University of Alabama at Birmingham.
That's correct.
You could probably share a year worth of stuff and stories, but could you boil it down? What are the 3 major benefits or experiences you've collected so far?
Yeah, I think first of all, the culture of the people. In Alabama, in general, the culture and different cultures which I was faced.
Can I interrupt you? What does Alabama culture mean?
Yeah, there is a saying which says basically Southern hospitality, and it's pretty true, I guess. So the people are really, they like to speak with you, they like to talk to you, and it's not really, I think a lot of Germans think bad about that. But my experience are really good, and I was able to build a lot of good friendships, and I never had a bad experience with anyone. But in the first month, it's confusing in the beginning, so people...
Confusing because everybody is so kind. You're coming from Germany where people are in a rush, and then people take their time. It's more slowed down, the hospitality. Yeah. That was confusing to you say?
Yeah, and people reach out to you while you're eating, while you listen with plugged in AirPods, for example, to music, and people don't care. They reach out to you just to say like, I like your t-shirt or stuff like that. And especially for Germans out of the north, it's really something.
You're from Hamburg, okay.
Yeah.
Not to bash. I love Hamburg, but I can see the clashing of stereotypes there.
Yeah. So in the beginning, it's kind of confusing, but
cool.
you get used to it.
So it's the people, the culture, the hospitality.
Yeah.
Anything else that you feel like you got from it?
Yeah, I think the point that you're faced to do everything on your own, so you don't have your friends, which you have in Germany all the time around. You don't have your family as a backup, so you're faced that you have to handle the situation on your own. It doesn't matter in terms of studying or on a daily basis, problems which you're faced in your daily life. So you really kind of have to handle the situation in, a lot of situations on your own, and don't really have so much opportunities, especially in the beginning where you're in a situation without knowing anyone around, where you have to handle the situation really on your own.
So in summary, it sounds like you got a sense of self-reliance that you were able to grow for yourself.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think it's kind of that the culture topic, it's kind of goes into that as well, but that since I moved to Birmingham in Alabama without knowing anyone there, I really had to build a community around me, build new friendships, and I think that experience, that how easy it is if you're really in the situation where you have to find new people, it was really not a problem to find people who have an interest in you, just to get in contact and spend time together. And it was really easy in the first couple of months to build some kind of community around me.
Okay. So
either with international students who are in the same situation as I am, as well as people from the culture there, or people who live there their whole life.
So you mentioned the culture, the hospitality, just on a whole new level to what you have experienced so far. Self-reliance for yourself, and then the network of people that hopefully you can take for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Now you're in a unique position, Jan, in that you can actually compare your time in Germany when you did your bachelor's degree and now your time in the US when you're pursuing your master's. How would you say they differ the most in essence? You mentioned a few things, but can you elaborate a little more?
Yeah, I just want to say that my experience are not the experience for all other students in Germany. So in my undergrad, I was faced with situations that everything in terms of grades came up to one exam in the end of the semester.
Right.
And in the US, that is completely different. Like, I have assignments on a weekly basis, so with putting in effort, I have so much more opportunities to get a grade by putting in effort compared to Germany. Okay,
so you're mentioning you have more opportunities to a better grade versus they make me sweat all the time, because it seems like in Germany you can relax and then you have this final exam and boom, you got to deliver.
Yeah.
There you got to deliver somehow a little bit.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, you have to deliver. If you have a bad day in Germany, it could be the problem that you maybe are really good, you have the knowledge to get a good grade, but you have a bad day.
A bad exam day.
Yeah,
right.
So in the US, that's not the case, since you have so many more assignments. If you have one bad day where you have bad assignments, you have so much more opportunities to get a better grade in the end. Okay,
so it seems like more applicable to how the working life is, because people have to, people are people. Sometimes you have a bad day, but the next day is fine again, and that's how the working life goes. In general, like, how do you feel the contact with professors works? I mean, they grade you, but is there also something that you feel like you get from them in terms of a practical sense?
For me, it feels like the prof, they really want you to build knowledge, so they really want to work with you, and sometimes in Germany it feels like they want to see that you're able to show the knowledge. In the US it's more like they want to build the knowledge with you, and if you had a bad assignment and you did not the best grade, there is often a case to speak with the teacher and asked him for another opportunity to show your knowledge and to do better work if you did something bad.
I see. So there is an interactive component,
Yeah.
more so, and then there is a responsibility by the professor that they reflect on themselves. Say, how well was I able to build knowledge in you?
Yeah.
And if the knowledge isn't built up in you, me as a professor, I may be guilty of that as well. It's not just blaming the student.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. So you mentioned that you have... Actually, you didn't mention it. We talked before, but I would like to draw on this point where you live. I just say this because many students contact us with, and it's one of the number one questions, you know, where do I live? Do I live off campus? Am I with a host family? Do I live off campus? And you have experienced a lot of different living situations. Can you explain that a little bit more and how it all unfolded for you?
Yeah, so in the beginning, I started my first semester where I moved to Birmingham on campus. That was basically out of not having enough time to find something else, and as well for me it was I was motivated to get the experience to live one semester on campus, even if I know off campus would be cheaper. But since I had not enough time and I was not aware of what is Birmingham about, like is there public transportation, did I need a car? So in the first couple of days I will have not a car for sure, so I have to get around. And the first semester on campus was really that even before I moved to the US, I was comfortable, okay, I will live on campus so I don't have to get around. So I was on the safe side, I will say, but after the first semester, first point was, I guess, saving money. I wanted to move off campus. I was not really able, since that's sometimes a little bit tough to find something what really fits my expectations for a living situation. So after the first semester for 3 months, I moved into an apartment complex and lived there with 4 roommates and
4 roommates?
Yeah,
or suite mates?
3 roommates, in total we were 4. We shared an apartment, and that was a nice time, but I was looking for something else because it was still some kind of expensive since it was an apartment complex. Yeah, and in the end, kind of funny, but I was able to find 2 Americans. They made an announcement on Facebook Marketplaces that they looked for another roommate, and I applied on that. We get together for dinner, and in the end they choose me, and now I live together with 2 other Americans, and we share the whole house with a backyard.
Oh wow, okay.
It's not in downtown anymore, so it's something completely different, but it's really cool to get both experience living downtown as well as living.
And you have that flexibility. The university did not have any problem with you moving off campus. And then you commute by car, or how do you get to campus?
Yeah. Okay. I bought a car after 3 months, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and there is a social component to the living situation. It's not just about the logistics of finding an apartment, but obviously you need to get to know each other and make sure that you have a good vibe. And I guess the situation as it is now will continue the way it is throughout the next semester, right?
Exactly. Both of my roommates, they are also studying at the UAB, so we are a whole house student at the UAB, which is some kind of cool as well.
Wow.
And we all commute to the campus, so sometimes we could do carpooling and stuff like that. And as well, they are really close friends by now for me, so we do a lot of stuff together, and yeah.
And I mean, you did mention the social networking aspects as one of the big benefits that you are gaining from it.
Yeah.
Now, your day is more packed. We talked about the interaction with professors, how you learn, that it's more interactive, that it's more personal. You talked about the living situation, but there's more how you fill up your day. You brought a big hobby from Germany, and you're able to meet people via that as well. What is that?
Yeah, so one of my big hobbies in Germany was in general sports, but one of them was running. And I was part of a huge running community here in Hamburg, where I'm from. So especially the last 2 years in Germany, I was really participating a lot into that running community, and it allowed me to build a lot of new friends in Hamburg. So by the time where I moved to Birmingham in Alabama, I really wanted to find something similar to build a community around me, to find new friends, and I looked for a community like which I had in Hamburg. And in the end, I was able to find a community in Birmingham as well, close to that community which I had in Hamburg. Basically, they get together and do a run nearly on a daily basis. So there are a lot of opportunities to get involved and find new friends and spend time together and not on your own.
Cool. And I wanted to draw on this point because essentially what Jan is talking about is sports culture. This is one of the big things where people obviously meet. And you know this when you've done sport in the past, whether it's running, like you and I, or swimming or golfing or soccer or whatever, people usually meet each other. And, you know, American college campuses, not just the University of Alabama at Birmingham, but every single campus prides itself in sports culture. So that's a big thing, definitely a big thing to spend a lot of time in, thing to meet people, build a network, and, you know, soak in this campus spirit, really, that it obviously consists of sports culture. When do you finish, by the way? Because you have one more semester of a lot of fun and experiences ahead of you. When are you going to be done, roughly?
Yeah, so my graduation day will be April 28th, so not even 4 months left.
Okay, and do you feel prepared for what's coming next?
Yeah, some kind of sad that it's already the last semester since I enjoyed my last year, my last 3 semesters there a lot, so some kind of sad. Also, I'm really looking forward for the last semester and
cool.
Getting my degree.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing your story so far with us, and thank you for being here in Potsdam again. I have another quick question, Jan. This is a little bit of a different spin now. I'm going to just ask you, when you reflect back on everything, not just your time in the US, but also the time how we got you there. We as Epro 360, you got to Alabama, which was a little bit unexpected. How did you feel connected to the Epro 360 community to at least make you not feel super alone?
Yeah, so I think the Epro community helped me a lot, especially because I know some faces from the community dinner in Munich. Mm-hmm. And some of those people moved to the US at the same time as I did, or like even a semester after I started. So I was able to get their experience through Instagram or social media. So I was able to be in contact with them, and at least I was aware there are people from Germany who are in the exactly same situation as I am, since I was in Birmingham and they're not
super far away. Okay.
There are not so many Germans.
Yeah.
So it helped me that those people from Epro or those students from Epro, they were somehow close, and some of them were even in the same time zone as I was. So if I reached out to them, they always were really friendly and helpful to share some experience. And
okay, good.
It was really cool.
So if you had a question, you were never left alone, but you were able to get really good responses.
Yeah, exactly.
How does it feel to be part of the Epro 360 community?
I think it's something special. Like, it's funny because if you're traveling, I was not able to travel too much, but I was traveling to Miami or Tampa and all of those places. I was aware, okay, I know that student from Epro.
So you connected while you were visiting other places?
At least I was aware of there are students, and maybe I follow them on Instagram, and
Cool. Okay, so with all these experiences, and you just mentioned the travel within the US. I mean, you're studying in Alabama, and it makes sense. You're in the South, visiting Florida is not, you may not have to fly everywhere. You could drive there, and you could visit so many places in the US. If some of this speaks to you in a way that you are considering, at least considering in the back of your mind to maybe study in the US, but you're not quite sure yet, and you're debating with yourself, you have sleepless nights, should I study in the US, should I even pursue a degree? What would you tell those students? Because you were at this position at some point in your life that you were not clear about the decision, but then you still made it. What caused it for you?
I think the question is, so my motivation was basically that I want to improve my English skills. So I was really sure it doesn't matter the fear which I got in that situation where I have to make the decision was, am I able to handle the situation? Am I able to get my degree in the US, or is my English too bad? And since that was the fear as well as my motivation, I was sure if I will go abroad and if I will make it, I will get over my fear and I will improve my English skills. Doesn't matter how good. If I will be abroad for a year, my English will improve and I will get more comfortable. And I think English should never be the fear to go abroad.
Cool. So in a way, you used your fear as a catalyst, as a springboard. And I know the majority of people take this differently, right? They would be afraid, hey, my English isn't good enough. I'm not confident enough, so I'm not pursuing my dreams or my goals. But you said, hey, I'm here now, my English isn't the best, but I want to be here, so I need to improve. So you deliberately chose to do a very scary thing for many people, to go into something that you know you're going to learn a lot, you're going to improve. Great spirit. I mean, thanks for having you back, Jan. Thank you so much for coming back to us. I wish you all the best for your final semester and all the best for the chapter that comes then after in life.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in today. By the way, if you guys are interested in finding out whether studying in the US is possible for you even, feel free to use the link that is always below this video. When you click yourself through this form, you will get to a calendar, and then you can register yourself for a free consultation call. You will receive a phone call. It's completely free of charge. It doesn't matter where you are on this planet. We will call you. You don't pay anything. And then we will give you a comprehensive report whether it's possible, and if so, how much you would have to invest depending on where you want to study, what you want to study. So if you don't want this video to be a waste of your time, then feel free to interact. You can comment below if you have any questions to Jan. If you see this video ever published on YouTube, feel free to jump in so people can ask questions directly to you and get a live response. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.